Back in again, guys. Civic Type R, FN2. Now, this has been a little bit of labour of love. If you maybe followed a couple of the earlier videos, chasing down leaks, various other bits and bobs. Now time to get a little bit performance upgrades on the go. But before we do that, I always thought it wise, make sure the time belt and chain has been done. Already done the serpentine belt on this and the pulley. But as I'm going to be forcing a lot more power through it, I've decided at 166,000 miles, let's get a timing chain done. With this, we found that the timing chain had already been done at an earlier point. We saw the timing marks or markings that someone had used to line it up before, but no end. We did find that the chain had stretched by at least a tooth or two. We took the opportunity to put a Skunk 2 inlet manifold on at the same time, because a lot of the same parts will be off at this point. I didn't really want to have to go back and do the work of the engine mount, etc. being loose. Couple of top tips with this one: you don't need any timing tools specifically for it. You can line it all up. There are marks on the chain and on all the gears. No locking tool is kind of really needed, but do make sure that you have someone that's done something like this before, because you could lose yourself pretty quick. I also decided to put an fd2 full oil pump in there. That's from the Japanese market. There you go, there's the chain. You can see it's probably a tooth or two on that. And the car wasn't showing it throwing any faults, nothing like that, but it did, when you put a lot more power through it, preventive maintenance is always better than the cure. If you're removing the inlet manifold, top tip, get a locking nut on the end of the one that protrudes and tighten that up and loosen the whole stud. Now what this does, it allows you to lift the whole inlet manifold up and away with the engine mount removed, etc. It just lifts up and away, so you're not having to force anything out there or do anything untoward to bend any studs, etc. So yeah, great top tip, that gets it out. Looking forward to the performance gains from this. Now I have got Honda data on order. It's stuck in customs just now. Sent it back to be unlocked because unfortunately it was locked to someone else's ECU. Another long told story, but we'll get there. But the car is running. With the oil pump upgrade and the inlet manifold, I find that the revs drop pretty quick and maybe sometimes stumble under the desired threshold, but we'll get that sorted soon enough. Another top tip: if you are putting the oil pump in, do not, and I mean do not, miss out this bolt at the bottom I'm about to show you. There's a grommet that is in there that is held in by the old original baffle, and when you take that off, obviously put the new baffle in, there's a hole there. You remove the grommet and put a screw in there with some kind of Loctite in there as well. If you don't, you'll lose all oil pressure up top. I drove 2 miles down the road and thankfully the grommet only fell out at the end. But here we are there. Looks a little bit nicer, cleaner. Wee oil catch can just closing off the PCV there. Inlet manifold looking absolutely gorgeous. Thanks very much, guys. See you on the next one.